Hello everybody, I'm Nick.
And I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to another episode of Unwind, Rewind, a podcast where we invite you to sit back and relax as we bring the movie news to you that matters the most to you. I believe we might have messed that up.
It's okay.
I don't have a script with me today. I was just winging it.
Yep. Let's keep going, though. It's whatever.
Normally we would probably stop this and try 10 more times before we got it right. But you know what?
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Awesome.
We got a pretty good episode coming up. I feel like we got some neat things to talk about.
We have some fun things, some fun gabbers and such.
We're gonna be talking about Transmofers and Sin City
and
some Marvel news and stuff and more.
Some stuff, yeah.
Lots of
good
fun
stuff. Good stuff.
But first, we're going to touch on the bet that we made in the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
The Oscars bet.
The Oscars bet that basically we tied.
Yeah.
We tied for first.
If you didn't listen to the last episode, or you listened halfway and thought, Jesus Christ, these guys talked for way too long, and you stopped.
Or you just hate us for some reason.
We had an Oscar bet going on where we pretty much just wrote down who we thought would win in certain categories, and we tallied up the points, and whoever lost had to... What did we say? We had to go to the movie store or Walmart or something. We have to find a very cheap, very obviously bad movie.
Yep.
And the loser has to buy it. Yep. And we would watch it and review it for the show.
Yes.
And the loser has to keep it on their shelf.
Yep. Forever.
To display forever.
The rest of their lives.
And we tied.
So, I guess either we could not do this, or we
That would be lame.
It would be lame.
So I say that we both buy each other a very bad movie, and we watch
for
them
next
both.
episode. For the whole What'd You Watch section of our next episode.
Next week's What'd You Watch will be whatever awful movies we come up with. So look forward to that.
Yeah, because I saw one that just screamed your name, and it was a triple pack.
Okay. I actually thought about that for a second earlier, and I think we should not
do those.
Either not get one of those movies that have...
Because
they're those packs that have like 15 movies.
Yeah.
Either don't get one of those, or just get it and only review one movie. Only watch and review one.
And I mean, I think we'll just not do the whole triple packs and just get one movie.
Yeah, there's plenty of choices in there, I'm sure. I'm afraid that one of us is going to end up getting Care Bears or something.
Oh, well, see, the thing was, if you had lost, I saw one that was a triple pack that was Justin Bieber, Never Say Never. Katy Perry's, whatever that Cotton Candy Wonderland, whatever it's called.
I don't know.
And another one of those, direct-to-DVD concert movies.
Right.
It would have been bad. And it's not a movie, really. It's not a movie. But I just wanted to get that for you.
Anything goes. As long as it's just one film or
whatever it is. Anyways.
So, look forward to that. That'll be next week. This week, however... What did you watch?
What did I watch?
What'd you watch?
What'd ya watch? Well, I watched Return to Nukem High.
Return to Nukem High.
Yes,
I
always
thought you were
going
to say Return of the Jedi.
No,
and I was going to pat you on the back.
Oh,
good job.
Oh, thank you. I didn't actually get time. I mean, I bought the movies. I did buy the movies, like I said I was going to. I just didn't get time to actually watch them.
It's true. I can confirm. Jeffrey actually has the original Star Wars movies sitting on the table.
Thank you. $10 at a pawn shop.
Okay. What is Return to Nukem High? I've never heard of it.
Have you ever heard of Class of Nukem High? One of those old trauma movies.
Nope.
Well, basically, think of your B movie, and then instead of a B, take out the B and put T, and it stands for trauma movie. Because trauma movies are basically low-budget movies that have a lot of just different kind of practical effects, and they're meant to be just bad. They're not meant to be like this the most outstanding thing you've ever watched, ever. But they're fun, kind of bad.
You mean Gravity?
Ooh! Kill them. Anyways, I'm done with that. I've had a lot, but no, I haven't had a lot. But internet. Basically, this movie takes place where it's a remake of the original, but not in the sense of a remake. It's sort of a reboot, sequel-ish. It's like all of these different things that you could call a new movie and a franchise into one. Basically, in the original Class of Nukem High, there was a huge nuclear power plant, whatever, and they had all this different stuff, and it was next to a school. Well, the school built itself next to the nuclear power plant. And, of course...
What could go wrong?
Yeah, right. Radiation happens, people get turned into mutants or cretins, and different things. And it's thing of an exploitation film, but yeah. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I mean, there's that. I mean, there's, like, boobs everywhere, there's killing everywhere.
Oh, okay,
and,
so...
Yeah. So
some kind of movie,
yep.
I guess.
NC-17, but not
Is
really.
It?
No.
Oh, all right.
I mean, honestly, if they were too rated to try and put it in theaters, this new one would be NC-17. Actually, I don't even think they would be able to release it in theaters.
Oh, really? Is it that?
It's not disgusting. It's just you see a lot of everything.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of everything.
I might borrow it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched it online, but, there's...
Oh.
I'd still buy
I'm sorry, what was that?
I watched it on Netflix. No, it wasn't even on Netflix. It was on YouTube.
Oh.
Not really. I don't know where I watched it. But anyways, long story short, there's other means of finding these things if you can't find it. But it was a video on demand. I don't know what you're talking about. Video on demand such.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But, long story short, in the newest one, they tore down the old nuclear power plant and put up a organic food supply place there on a nuclear power plant grounds. They didn't really...
Good. That sounds awesome.
Yep.
So, organic foods.
Organic foods. Yep.
Tofu.
They also had a rebuilt school, near the organic school. And the organic food supply is like, we need to get into the schools, and so they decided to make tacos. And they called their green taco. Everybody's like, what's all this green stuff in the taco? It's like, it's organic guacamole, non-toxic. Stutch. That whole thing.
Right on.
Long story short, again, people eat the tacos. Radiation, toxic. People get turned into mutants and cretins. And this was only volume 1, so there's going to be a volume 2. Lloyd Kaufman, if I always remember his last name, very well respected in this industry, in the horror film industry, because of all the things he's done with Trauma and all this other stuff, right? Everybody knows him, everybody loves him, kind of thing. There's like cameos after cameos after cameos in this movie. Even Stan Lee does the intro to the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's like, "Hello, user. Hello, viewers. And what do you guys do? All this other stuff."
True believers.
True believers. Yeah.
Hello, true.
He doesn't say
true believers.
Yeah, but he doesn't say that. He goes like, "Hello, viewers." I always want to say true believers. That's why.
Right.
But anyways, he does the whole intro things. You'll see different people pop in. Long story short, infection gets out. Blah blah blah. Fun movie. Only volume 1. I'm excited for volume 2. But oh my goodness, you need to prepare yourself for this.
Would you say it's better or worse than the movie Feast?
Better.
Better than Feast.
Better, because
we might have to watch it together.
Because trauma movies know they're not like the best movies ever, and they don't take themselves seriously, which is great. They're fun. Feast took itself way too seriously, but was still hilarious. It tried to. In the first movie, it took itself seriously. The second and third, they were like, guys, we know. We're self-aware, kind of thing.
Okay.
But, yeah. All in all, I would give Return to Nukem High. Jeez, I want to say the old title with this one. But Return to Nukem High, Volume 1, a 4 out of 5. Because I know the style of Trauma movies, and you know what to expect, and it kept.
I guess if you're into it,
yeah. If you're into Trauma,
I think we should watch it for sure.
Yeah.
I watched Thor 2: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise! Nick watches a Marvel movie.
I couldn't tell. I still haven't seen it, so I mean.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
I know.
You still haven't?
I wanted to.
Then we'll watch that one together too.
Yeah.
Because you need to.
Yeah.
You didn't really like the first one too much.
I didn't like the character of Thor in the first one. I liked him better in the Avengers. but I didn't like his character in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stubborn asshole in the first movie.
Of course, yeah.
But that is Thor. The comic Thor is about his rise from being a bratty asshole to being the most noble of all people in the universe.
Right.
In the comics, it's generally assumed that Captain America is the most good and noble of all people in the world. It's actually Thor. Thor is the most willing to,
do whatever
it takes to save people. Right. But Thor 2, The Dark World, is better than the first one.
Oh, is it?
I liked the first one. I definitely think it could have been better.
Right.
But Thor 2 is an improvement.
Okay.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Loki as a character in the movies?
I don't mind him. I think he's a good character and such. I've heard one twist about the movie already, so I have one thing already spoiled for me. Yeah. So I'm not...
let's not get too detailed, I guess, because maybe some people haven't seen Thor 2 yet.
So I'm not going to say
but it's no secret that Loki plays a big part in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was originally supposed to be too important.
Mm.
From what I hear, there were a lot of reshoots after finishing the movie, all of which involved Loki. And I don't think they were reshoots like, hey, this scene we're not really happy with, can you do it again?
Yeah.
I think it was more like, you know what, our movie doesn't have enough Loki in it.
Yeah.
Let's add some. Because there's some parts of that movie, like right in the first 5 minutes, where you can tell that this is not a scene that should be in the movie. It doesn't...
Wow.
It's not bad.
Right.
It's not a bad scene. There's the opening where Odin talks about 2 billion millennia ago, whatever, the Dark Elves were bad guys.
Yeah. Good paraphrase. Good
that
paraphrase.
was it. And then after that, there's a scene of Loki being brought before Odin for his crimes, and Odin sentences him to his life in prison, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a bad scene, but it feels really odd. It's an odd place. It didn't really do anything for the story. Like, you could have just opened up the movie with him being in a cell, and we would understand. We saw him get taken away by Thor at the end of Avengers.
Right. Yeah.
But I think that's like one of the scenes that may have been added just because,
it's Tom Hiddleston.
He's a great actor. He does a very good job with Loki, but he does kind of have that whole, like, Tumblr army behind him.
Yep. He's popular.
He's very popular. In some ways he does deserve it. Because I think he does a good job. Yeah. But is pretty...
It's kind of just like...
oversaturating.
Yes. Very.
Especially when now, like, people are rallying for a Loki solo movie.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, guys.
It shouldn't happen.
I think he'd do an okay job, but the story itself would not work. It wouldn't be a good movie in comparison to the other.
It would just be a movie done solely to please other people, but not for the story itself. Yeah.
But while Loki is a good character, I do feel like there are many portions of this movie that's really fan servicey. Just for the, including the ending, which I assume is that's the thing you know about the
part. Yeah.
Again, try not to spoil it, but there's an ending that I feel was not in the original.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed it just for those fans. But other than that, I thought it was really good. Cool. It's funnier than the first one. They bring back almost all the characters from the first movie.
Wow.
Including, like, the regular people like Darcy. The intern. Darcy, Jane, Tom, I think his name's Tom Selvig, or Dr. Selvig.
Yeah.
The guy who, the older gentleman
who was drinking with Thor at first.
Yeah, he was with Thor, and he was also in Avengers working on the Cube.
Yeah.
He comes back, not a fan of what they did to his character. I won't really...
Yeah, don't worry.
It's not even really a spoiler.
Okay.
Because they say it in the first, 20 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
Eric Selvig. I think that's his name. Eric Selvig.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's like crazy now. Like he's like funny mad scientist, kind of like walking around naked outside, telling people like the cosmos are gonna collide together, and the only thing that can stop it is science, 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 science.
Yeah,
and it's supposed to be a funny thing. Yeah. Like he's crazy. They end up taking him to like an old person, like an institution, and he's trying to explain physics and space-time continuums to the other old folk in the house.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be funny, but I think it's a little insulting almost that they did that to his character, because he's one of the few down-to-earth characters, and they made him batshit stupid.
Now, forgive me if I'm mixing him up with somebody, but wasn't he also sort of like mind-controlled?
He was mind-controlled by Loki.
So with that,
and they explain that's the reason why he's.
Oh, okay.
The reason behind his madness is that he was being controlled by Loki. But so was Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hawkeye in Avengers spent like the first 3/4 of the movie under Loki's control.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to have any negative effects during the battle.
Right.
And obviously we haven't seen him in any of the movies since then, but will he be crazy too?
Find out next time on the Cinematic Universe of Marvel. Sorry. That was
but good action, good humor. The villain, kind of weak.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard that's by now.
I've heard people say
Malekith. Like, he's kind of cool. He's got an interesting story. He's got a cool motivate. Well, I wouldn't say cool motivation. His plan's kind of cool, I guess. But a little underwhelming. He's not even in the movie very much at all. And when it comes down to it, he definitely comes up short. I feel like they might have sacrificed a bunch of his screen time just to give Loki more stuff, and that's a little disappointing.
Yes.
But Malekith in the comics was not that cool anyway, so, whatever. It's not that big of a loss.
There's that.
Anyway, so I watched Thor 2. I would give it an 8 out of 10. 7.5. 7.5. I'm the guy that will go to the decimals when necessary.
Gotcha.
7.5 out of 10. It's not a bad movie.
I wasn't prepared for the switch from out of 5 to out of 10.
Yeah, dude. When you bring it down to 5, the chunks are too big.
That's true.
You can't get detailed
The danger is too great.
The jump between a 3 out of 5 and a 4 out of 5 is too drastic.
Too drastic.
That's why you got to do it out of 10.
All right. And, from now on, we'll do it out of 10?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Or you could be the guy that does it out of 5. I'll do it out of 10.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
Whatever we remember.
Let's go ahead. Move on to the headline or headlines, whatever you want to refer to it as. First up. The Transmofers movies. No, that's not what they're called.
Yeah.
I actually, fun fact, I cannot say Transformers the first time. I literally can't. It's not intentional. The first time I try to say Transformers in a conversation, I will call them Transmorphers.
Yeah.
It's not intentional.
It's hilarious.
So Transformers Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's what it's called, right?
Yep, totally. No extinction about. Yeah.
That dead air.
Alright,
it's extinct air.
There's a window.
Alright, the Age of Extinction trailer is up.
Yep.
The full trailer.
What'd you think about it?
Well, you know that I'm not a big fan of the Transformer movies. I am going to have to keep on putting that emphasis on the word. It's the only way I can get through it.
I will put the emphasis on extinction for you.
For distinction?
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I saw the full trailer, and it looks like a Transformer movie. What can I say? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to add to that. It's Mark Wahlberg, so it's not Shia LaBeouf anymore.
Shia LaBeouf, with a paper bag over his head, written, I'm not famous anymore. Ooh,
well,
those old wounds.
If he really wants to be famous, he can try writing a movie. Oh, wait. didn't work out for him, did it?
Nope.
Well,
plagiarism.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to write your own screenplay or novel or comic book, whatever you want, don't go looking for something that you think is really obscure and copy it. And think, wow, this is so obscure, I bet I'm the only person to ever read this. I will copy it completely.
Yep.
Because that's what he did. He tried to make his own screenplay for a movie, and he took a comic book or a graphic novel.
Something like
some really obscure thing that even I haven't heard of.
Yeah.
And he completely copied it, like almost word for word.
Yep.
And
the best part...
That took like a day for somebody to call him out on and be like, no, you copied this.
Yeah. And the best part, and I will also do the same intro for that as you did. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get called out for plagiarizing, don't plagiarize your apology.
Oh my gosh, yes, I saw that too.
Especially, do not plagiarize your apology from Yahoo Answers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, can we talk about that? Because that makes the story so much better.
It really does.
That when he publicly apologized for plagiarizing, he looked up he looked up a Yahoo Answers definition of what plagiarizing is.
Yeah.
And he plagiarized that definition of plagiarism.
And then also plagiarized the actual apology of someone else. Like somebody else had written that apology long before that he did.
It was
just like literally copy paste. I'm like, oh, great, man. This guy loves him some copy pasta. Like he has plates full of just copy pasta all day. He's just SpaghettiOsing up in this bitch.
Oh my gosh.
But back on to Transformers.
Yeah, to get a little bit back on track.
I watched the trailer and I'm not gonna lie, it actually made me a little bit interested into this new trilogy.
This trilogy, it is going to be a trilogy
It's
again?
going to be a new trilogy.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It starts off, of course, with, apparently, it still takes place, everything that happened in the first three still happened.
It is a sequel.
It is a sequel.
It's just kind of
years
like...
after, yeah.
You know, it's a new thing. It's kind of like the Hobbit trilogy versus the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Where they're sequels to one another, but they're, different style, different story.
They are, and the thing is that it's a sort of continuation of the story that, after everything that happened in Chicago in the third movie, all the destruction that take place.
All the destruction that I do not remember because I've seen that movie one time and I was only half paying attention.
Right. Apparently, the world hates Transformers. Yeah. Autobots and Decepticons alike, and they're basically being hunted.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Those guys just, blow up cities just for no reason.
Right. And
even the good guys screw up way too much.
Yeah. So it starts off with Mark Wahlberg, of course, finding
Now,
Optimus Prime.
Is that why Optimus Prime is honestly
Prime.
what I was about to call him?
It's okay.
Optimus Prime. That's why he's, in hiding now?
Yes.
Because in the trailer, he's disguised as, a really beat-up old semi-truck.
Yeah.
A completely different model than what he was in the other movies. And he looks old as dirt.
Yeah.
I think he's actually covered in dirt.
He is. Old as dirt, covered in dirt, he's dirt.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg finds him and reactivates him, wakes him up or something.
Yeah.
And some secret agents come to, take the truck away from him.
They want to destroy all signs of Transformers, apparently, in this
That's
film.
cool. You know what? I can get behind that story.
And after reading about that, I watched the trailer again, and I was like, you know what? I could give this a chance. I'll give this a chance like I gave the very first Transformers movie a chance.
Is it going to end up being Autobots versus Decepticons again, though?
I believe it might be.
Because Optimus Prime was punching Dinobot things in the trailer.
And I feel like somehow that's going to play
Which was... I would like to say that the little part with Optimus Prime fighting the Tyrannosaurus Rex robot was in a jungle that looked almost just like the King Kong. Remember
that movie?
Who did that movie? Peter
Jackson.
The remake of King Kong by Peter Jackson, where King Kong fights the T-Rex in the jungle, looked just like that, except King Kong is now made of metal.
Oh, God.
And that's the only difference. Oh, and the T-Rex is made of metal.
Yeah. Everything's made of metal. Even the trees?
Yeah.
Metal.
So there's some heavy metal music playing.
I hope so.
But yeah, you know what? It didn't look terrible.
It didn't look terrible, but it's
it was a Transformers movie. If you like them, you'll probably like the new one. If you didn't like it, you're probably not going to like this one.
Exactly.
I'm in the boat that I didn't really care for them.
Me as
First one was tolerable.
Yeah, first one is tolerable.
I thought the first one was tolerable, but second one I thought had way too many dumb jokes and dumb characters.
Yep. And then the third one...
When people mention the second one, the only thing I can remember from it is pyramids.
Yep. 2
little tiny car robots that were voiced by the SpongeBob guy. Was that correct?
I don't know that for sure.
I think I heard that the guy that voices those robots voices SpongeBob. And you can, if you go back and listen, you cannot unhear it.
I don't want to go back and listen.
No. And they're making jokes the whole time about balls and stuff.
It's so fucking so dumb.
Dumb. I remember...
Golly.
Optimus died? Or did Sam die? Or did both of them die?
Wait, Sam is Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
There was like a weird thing where I think he almost died or something like that. To be honest, the only thing that I...
Optimus Prime dies, and you see him in the afterlife talking to other Transformers that came before him and died. And then Shia LaBeouf brings him back to life with the stuff they found in the pyramid. Right?
Something like that.
God,
honestly, I don't remember it because...
It's not good.
Here's 2 little no facts. There have only been 2 movies in my lifetime that I've fallen asleep in the movie theater during. That's Transformers 2 and Transformers 3.
Oh, wow, what does that say?
What does that say? And what I do remember from... The only thing that I actually remember when it comes story-wise to any Transformers movie is the first one deals with Shia LaBeouf getting his first car. The second one deals with Shia LaBeouf going to college for his first time. And the third one deals with Shia LaBeouf trying to land his first job.
The third one, they got rid of Megan Fox, didn't they?
Yeah, they replaced it with some model that was actually her first time acting, or something like that. Didn't hear anything bad about her being in there.
I don't remember.
Exactly.
The second one, he also makes out with a Transformers woman, right?
Yep.
A woman
and that was transform in his bed, just little things just come everywhere.
Jeez, I don't remember.
You see it in a lot of
if we want,
YouTube videos.
we could record ourselves watching those movies and just heckle them all the way through.
Dude, we need to...
Mystery Science Theater 3000, the Transformers movies.
I see nothing wrong. Why don't we just do that with lots of random fucking
We should
movies?
do that.
We should.
Although, do you have any equipment that you can actually record the video? Like, if we were to watch movies, could you record that?
I could find a way.
Because I'm pretty sure I don't.
All it'd probably take would just be to find a video file, and...
This is stuff we could talk about outside the show.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes finding things, yes.
Alright, so anyway...
anyways.
Do you think you're going to go see the Transformers movie?
I think I'll at least give it a chance. I'm not going to see it opening night, but I'm...
pass.
Yeah. I might see it if I'm bored that day, and I have... For some reason, I'd like to go see a movie... I might give it a try.
Right.
More trailers, though, I need.
Yeah, so another trailer that just got released is The Sin City, A Dame to Kill For.
I was actually a little bit excited for it. After that trailer, I thought the trailer was so poorly put together that I just don't even care.
Wow.
Yeah. And I like the first Sin City.
Sin City is what idiots would refer to as a cult classic.
Yes. Whoa!
Okay,
putting out the hard punches there, Muhammad.
Oh my gosh! All right, let me clarify.
Yeah, go ahead.
Feel free.
Feel free.
It's one of those movies that has found a niche audience. It's, I've seen it once.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise! I didn't like it.
Okay.
I found it. You know what? That's another movie I just don't remember a lot of.
I can understand.
And it might be because I was very uninterested in it.
Right.
Like, Sin City was one of those movies that I did not see when it came out. That it actually took like 5 years or so before I got around to seeing it.
Right.
And it was one of those movies that I was like, man, I really want to see Sin City.
Yeah.
I really want to see it. No matter where I looked for it, I couldn't find it. I finally watched it one day because a friend of mine had it, and it was... I was so excited sitting down and watching it. Maybe like 20 minutes in, I was not very interested in it anymore.
Dude, I can understand that completely.
But I understand it's the people who do like it really like it.
And for me, it's not like I really like it. I actually just... I've always been a fan of noir.
Yeah.
That entire
thing. I like that.
And
I like that setting, that like...
And I think that's really what made me enjoy Sin City more, was just the setting. Not so much everything...
Yeah.
I won't say like everything else. There are a couple of cool parts into it. Stylistically, of course, it's I think it's visually interesting, but I'm not going to sit here and say like they're the best movie. Like it was the best movie. No, I won't say.
You know what? To touch on that style thing, the black and white comic booky kind of thing with just a few colors here and there.
Right.
Well, the movie's not in. Okay, the movie is technically not black and white.
Yeah,
it's
it's not. No.
It's I don't know what the proper term to describe it as.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's not like watching a movie from the 30s and it being in black and white.
Right.
It's like this comic booky thing. It's like a graphic novel.
Achromatic. I'm thinking possibly achromatic.
I don't know. It's like super black.
Yeah,
and,
super black with a couple whites and grays smashed in with colors.
I just can't understand what's happening on screen when they start fighting, when they're talking, even during the non-action scenes. If they're in a dark room or something, I just don't know what's going on. And people will say, well, you're not supposed to. That's the style. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if you're right or wrong, but I don't want to watch a movie that I can't see what's going on.
Exactly. It just ruins it in a way.
But, I understand a lot. Okay, you know what it reminds me of? There's another movie that came out a few years ago, another comic booky movie where it was a detective with a red tie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do, and I can't think of it.
I can't think of the name of it either. That movie I went and saw in theaters, and I actually can't remember it. Very similar. Also not very good.
Because it had Samuel Jackson, and he had like that panda.
Egg on my face.
It was that movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's gonna drive us crazy.
Yes, it is.
Get out the phone.
Get out the phone.
Yeah. Well, I think we can both agree that the best part about the new Dame to Kill For trailer is the soundtrack. That they used the new Glitch Mob song. Yes. Love it.
Yep. Good moments. Good moments all around.
I'm not a big fan of Joseph Gordon-Levitt either.
Really?
And I know they're heavily advertising him.
Yes, they are.
Is he the main character? Because he's kind of the feature.
I don't know if he's the main character, but he is one of the newest additions to this film. So, I mean, they're... Yeah.
Or is it just going to be like the first one where there's actually like 3 or 4 different stories and he's just
3 or 4 different stories. And
all right.
That's what I feel like the most out of.
I don't really have anything against him, but I'm not too big on him either.
I got you. No, I mean, it's all, like I said, that's understandable.
Are you going to go see this one? Or they have to sell you on some more trailers first?
They have to sell me on some more because, to be quite honest, after watching that trailer, it looked honestly, to have a movie like that everybody has been, a good portion of people, at least the fan base, have been wanting for so long, and of course with all the setbacks, with Brittany Murphy dying, and everybody wondering what's going to happen with her character and all of that. The trailer itself felt like such a letdown. It was just put together in such a way that wasn't like, hey guys, come watch this movie. It was more like, oh yeah, so we finally finished.
This came out of nowhere for me personally.
Yeah.
I had completely forgotten that this was a thing.
Yeah.
And then it was actually maybe 4 hours ago from this recording that I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, this is a thing.
Yeah. The Spirit.
That
was it. Here it is. He was Octopus. Well, that's what
Samuel
Jackson's character was, yeah. And because of that, it's also done by Frank Miller. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. This might sound like a dumb question, but is A Dame to Kill For based on a graphic novel?
Yes.
So it's not. I knew that obviously the first one was.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if this was based on another graphic novel of the same series, or if this was just a completely original story.
Right.
Just to make some cash.
If I remember correctly, it is from the. It's from the same series. It's not a. It's well. I mean, it's the. Funny enough, if I remember correctly, there was a lot of hubbub about the name "A Dame to Kill For" because I can't remember if it's. I can't remember the original title of it now, but at one point it was "A Dame to Die For" or "A Dame to Kill For," and I can't remember which one it was. And there was like a thing about them changing the name because they were like, "Oh, if they changed the name to this, did they change the story?" So I can't remember if this is the original thing that they were going to go with or not. Either way, the movie's coming out this year. We'll all know if it's with the story or not. It's just probably just a title. But, there's that. Overall, I'm not really excited until I see something else.
Yep, I don't know. I probably won't see it until it comes out on like DVD or something.
Yep.
So let's go into the story pool.
Yeah.
Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier, got an extended preview a few days ago.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, because you didn't see it.
I didn't get to see it.
It's about 4 minutes long. Mm-hmm. The first 3 minutes or so is pretty much a scene from the movie. Mm. Now, you've seen the trailer. The opening of the trailer where they've got the plane flying over the water?
Yes.
And Cap's suiting up and Black Widow's talking about getting him a date.
Yeah, that whole thing.
It's that scene. They chat for a little bit on the plane. They jump out and they beat some guys up on a boat. That's pretty much it.
So these extended previews... excuse me, I'm spitting while I'm talking. These extended previews are becoming a new thing to do for comic book movies as of recently. With the rise of Electro.
I usually try to avoid them, but I can't help it. I need my Captain America in my life.
I got you.
I need it.
You need your Chris Evans.
It's like heroin that just needs to go right in there.
Well, hopefully that's... Well, not hopefully. Don't do drugs. Well, I mean, that's usually what happens with heroin. It has to just go right in.
It just goes right in, just like your Captain America.
Says hello.
And the last, 60 seconds of the preview was, a brand new TV spot, kind of.
Okay.
And, showed a little bit of new footage. It was cool.
Right.
I'm super stoked. And, speaking of Captain America and all these Marvel movies, Age of Ultron is getting sped up a little bit in terms of filming.
Yeah.
Because, in case you didn't hear, Scarlett Johansson's gonna be a mommy.
Yay!
So, because she's pregnant now, they're having to move up filming her scenes from August all the way to April.
Yeah.
So...
After she gets finished on tour currently for Captain America.
Yeah, she's currently on tour for Captain America 2. When she's done, she goes straight into filming her stuff for Age of Ultron, which means they'll have to film every scene that she's in.
Yeah.
Even if the other actors are in the, obviously there are going to be scenes of her with everybody else. They have to film those scenes.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So we could possibly be getting a lot of, out of this, we could possibly be getting a lot of leaked photos.
Leaked photos, yeah. I was also going to say that this will very unlikely change the release date for the movie, but we might get a trailer a little bit sooner.
That is true.
We could get it a month or two earlier since they're speeding up so much filming.
Yeah.
And this also means that when she's done, this is probably a no-go on that rumored Black Widow movie.
Yeah. That will be a while off.
They were talking about maybe doing a solo Black Widow movie. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have bothered me, but I was definitely not 100% behind that idea either. I would much rather the other heroes get a movie or some new characters that we haven't seen before. So, honestly, I am kind of glad that after Age of Ultron, she might be taking a break.
Well, yeah, she'll have to, and it also makes you wonder what will come of her character. I'm not saying they're going to take out Black Widow completely, but if there were going to be any other how she's in Captain America 2, if she was going to be in maybe let's say Ant-Man for a little bit or something.
Yeah,
like
or
that.
Captain America 3 or something.
It makes you wonder what's going to happen with her.
She could easily just not show up for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But,
so
hopefully we'll get a trailer for Age of Ultron a little bit sooner.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And contracts. Another thing that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
They mentioned recently that, obviously a while ago, they said that Age of Ultron is supposedly going to be Robert Downey Jr.'s last movie for Marvel.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll be his last Iron Man appearance. Some people say that maybe he'll show up for the third one, but I personally haven't read anything about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Chris Hemsworth, Thor,
yeah.
and Chris Evans, Captain America, that both of their contracts will end with Avengers 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they've already both said they're going to stop.
Yeah. I know Chris Evans,
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America, has recently mentioned that he's
taking a little sabbatical.
Yeah, he's like, his heart isn't in it like it used to be, he said.
Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm. And one of the interviews said his heart wasn't into the character as much as it was when he first started. He said he doesn't want to say this wasn't a great opportunity or he didn't enjoy the character. He said he's just getting tired of it. I mean,
wow.
You play a character.
I know he said that after Avengers 3, he wants to take a break from acting, period.
Right.
He wants to... And he's a family man, right?
I believe so.
Does he have a wife and kids?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. He has something.
He might have some good reasons for taking a break.
He has lots of dogs.
I did not hear or read about him not feeling the same enthusiasm with the character.
He doesn't have that same enthusiasm, which
I've heard the same thing about Chris Hemsworth and Thor.
Yeah.
That he doesn't have a lot of enthusiasm for it. I hope that that doesn't show in upcoming films.
And
honestly, I'm sure it won't.
I don't. That's why I'm actually kind of against the whole Cap 3 and Thor 3. I just don't feel like they should do that. I feel like they should really stop with Captain America and Thor right now. I mean,
I don't know. Don't you think it'd be a little weird to have Age of Ultron and then go through the whole Phase 3 with no sign of Captain America or Thor or anybody, and then boom, they're in the third?
I would actually rather them, instead of have Captain America and Thor, I would rather them have Hulk.
Hulk needs his own movie.
He needs it.
He even wants
especially
it. Did you read that Mark Ruffalo wants a Hulk movie?
Everyone does.
They
want
a
Hulk movie. Like, it's...
All right,
I think it's funny that they haven't done it yet.
Let me tell you, Marvel, I know you're listening.
We know it.
I know you're listening.
You're number one on our viewer list.
Yeah.
I'm shutting up. Continue.
Our 12 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron. During that movie, Hulk needs to accidentally Hulk out. When he purposely does it, he can kind of aim his rage.
Right.
But when it's an accident, he's got no control over it.
Yes,
That's why he destroyed the helicarrier and shit.
Yeah.
He needs to accidentally Hulk out in public, in a city or something. Mm-hmm. Cause a lot of damage, possibly even hurt some people, or at least endanger people. Mm-hmm. And then he goes on the run. And at the end of the movie, either the stinger at the end of the credits, or the last scene of the movie, needs to be Bruce Banner in a space shuttle, locked into a shuttle, and he is jetted off into space with a little video of Nick Fury and Tony Stark and Captain America explaining that he done fucked up. And they're like, "We're sorry, Bruce. You didn't do this, but Hulk did, and we have to get rid of him." So they're sending him into space, and it's some bullshit about him, there's enough rations and shit on that shuttle to last him for many years, enough oxygen. You can explain some crap. It's shield tech, it's Tony Stark tech.
It's sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's comic book. You got this.
And then as he's drifting off into space, there's like a tiny little flash of light, and as it gets further and further and further away until it's nothing but a little speck on the screen, there's a flash of light, and then you see the credits for the movie, and that sets up motherfucking Planet Hulk, the best story that Hulk has ever been in.
Yep.
Fund it. Phase 3, the secret movie that they haven't announced yet before Avengers 3, Planet Hulk. It's got to happen.
And honestly, if it's not a Hulk movie, they have wasted all potential that they have for Hulk in general, because they need a Hulk movie.
Realistically,
realistically, we understand.
All my fanboy wishes aside, because I know that Planet Hulk movie will never happen.
See you later, Space Cowboy.
Oh my god. Realistically, I understand why they're not making Hulk movies.
Yeah.
But, I just don't want them to get limited to just Avenger movies.
Exactly. And that's the bad thing. And I feel like, even if they could go like a route of sticking him battling with somebody else like they're doing with Black Widow and Captain America, hell, he can battle with Thor. Let that be a match of whatever in a whole movie. It wouldn't really work.
Not a whole movie of it. No.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean when I say I just want something. I want more.
See, Hulk is a tricky character because in the comics he's a very amazing character. I love him to death. But as much as I'd like another Hulk movie, other than Planet Hulk, there's not a lot of good solo Hulk movies, or solo Hulk stories that don't involve like all the other heroes.
Right.
There are several good stories for Hulk. Most of them, like 9 out of 10, involve him fighting other heroes. Him like fighting Thor in Asgard, or fighting everybody on Earth in the World War Hulk stories. And because they, you can't. It'd be weird to have a movie like another Incredible Hulk movie where Thor is the main character.
Yeah.
So, as far as just a solo Hulk movie, really the only good one that I can think of off the top of my head, the only good story to choose from is Planet Hulk. And I don't think that's ever going to happen because it's basically a homage to
Planet of the Apes?
Not Planet, no. John Carter of Mars.
Got it.
Did you see that movie?
I got through half of it.
It's that. Okay.
Okay.
I swear to God, Planet Hulk is the exact same plot as John Carter of Mars, where he lands on that planet, becomes a gladiator on this desert planet with weird class distinctions and stuff like that, and he fights his way to the top to try and lead the people as kind of like a messiah to overthrow the empire and become like the king of the planet. It is a really good story, even though it's pretty much word for word John Carter of Mars. It's a really good story, amazing comic. There's actually an animated version of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the animated version. I've seen
you can find it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Bonus Netflix recommendation in the middle of the show. You can find on Netflix Hulk. It's called Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
It's an animated version of that story with a handful of changes. Nothing too major.
Right.
They changed some of the characters that he meets, some of the gladiators that he fights with, and mild spoiler. There's a scene, maybe halfway, maybe towards the end of the movie or something, where one of his final fights in the arena, he has to fight. In the comics, he has to fight the Silver Surfer, because
cool.
you find out that these guys also caught him, and they've been forcing him to fight in the arena for a very long time, and it's a really cool scene in the story.
There's no way it could happen now.
Yeah, well, in the animated version, they made him fight Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
Who is basically the other Thor. There's like two Thors out there.
Right.
That's the easiest way I can explain it.
There's Thor for Thor.
That's the easiest way I can explain
Gotcha.
it. There's another version of Thor out there.
Okay.
and he has to fight him. That's who he fights in the animated version. There's a few changes here and there. It's a good movie. It's a good watch. And see, I don't think it's going to happen though, because they've already done John Carter of Mars, and it failed miserably.
It did.
And I think everybody would go in to see Planet Hulk and be like, "No, this is John Carter of Mars." I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like if they market that one well, they could. I mean, John Carter of Mars itself was sort of an unknown property to a lot of people.
It was a shaky movie that unfortunately got no publicity and no marketing. So it was an already shaky movie that nobody knew about. Right. And so nobody saw it. And it cost them millions.
It really did.
It was like the biggest bomb in the box office for Disney in like forever.
And I know it like made some back in sales for home movie, but not enough to warrant
It's
anything.
not terrible. You should check it out.
I do want to give it another try, and the conditions when I was watching it the first time, it wasn't well enough.
You know, my favorite part of that movie is the very beginning when he first gets to Mars.
Yeah.
And the gravity is so different that he takes like one step and he starts tripping and falling.
Yeah.
And because Earth's gravity is so much stronger, it makes him stronger.
Yeah.
Like the relative gravity, he can jump, 50 feet in the air. He can do all kinds of crazy feats of strength, like picking up boulders and shit.
Yeah. Because
the gravity is so much lighter, and he's used to Earth gravity. He's been living on Earth for his entire life. It makes him stronger. And Planet Hulk had the exact same concept, except it was reversed. Hulk showed up on the planet, and, obviously Hulk's the strongest there is. He's the guy that can lift mountains and stuff. And the everyday folk there, like the average warriors there, were able to take him on, and because their gravity was so much stronger than Earth's, that they were like relative to Hulk's strength.
Now, if he went back to Earth after that,
well, he'd have to live there for decades to get used to that gravity, and then come back to Earth. And he did. He did go back to Earth, and he was known as the World Breaker because he got so strong that when he walked, he cracked the Earth. Not making that shit up, people.
Perfect. We do need a movie of this. Also, you know what? Now here's a thought.
Yeah.
Here's a thought, and I'm just throwing this out here. But first, I'm going to ask a question before I continue this.
Sure.
And I'm sure this is probably a no-brainer, but are there stories where it's just Avengers facing Hulk?
Yeah, there are several. World War Hulk is the most famous of those.
Could the secret movie be Hulk, and then the Avengers 3 called the Avengers World War Hulk?
I don't think that's possible because they've already said that they're setting up Avengers 3 to be against Thanos.
Oh, okay.
And
Thanos, wait, that is right.
Thanos is the one point. Now,
so Avengers 4.
It's possible that there could be a part in the movie where Thanos controls Hulk or something, and
that was also another question I had. If there's any mind control Hulk,
I was really, really betting that the first one would have Loki mind controlling Hulk, and they tried that. It's like he tried to in the movie, and the best he got out of it was like Thor fighting Hulk on the helicarrier for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I see, like I said, I'm hoping that the second one, Ultron or somebody else, forces him to Hulk out.
Yeah.
And he can't control it, and he causes them. Oh, it'd be great because they said that Tony Stark is not going to be in any more movies after that if Hulk hurt him. Like, what if he... Well, he doesn't have to necessarily kill him.
We need to.
It doesn't have to necessarily be death.
No.
But that would be great.
That would be. If
Banner accidentally hulks out, hurts innocent people, causes a lot of damage, Iron Man tries to stop him. Because there's already that dynamic between Bruce and Tony Stark where I feel like they're already friends.
Yeah.
Like, Tony Stark would be the one guy to, maybe try and talk him down or something.
Yeah.
there might be a glimmer of hope, but then in the end, Hulk like crushes him and maybe hurts him so badly that he cannot be Iron Man anymore.
Yeah.
And that explains why there aren't any more Iron Man movies after that, too.
Yep.
Bam.
Boom.
Set up Planet Hulk. Set up no more Iron Man movies.
Set up everything.
So, look at me.
Cash
Marvel.
for days.
Marvel.
Cash
Come
for
get
days.
me. Come get
Revenue.
me.
Revenue. Marketing. Marketing. I got it. Yeah. So that's a thing.
It's actually not a thing.
Yeah, no.
We want it to be a thing.
We want it to be a thing, but that conversation.
No, and you know what? I have a feeling that Mark Ruffalo probably won't want to come back after Avengers 3 either.
Probably not.
That's why they're trying in Phase 3 to set up enough heroes that after Avengers 3 and they start Phase 4, they're not going to stop.
No.
They're not going to, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So that going into Phase 4, when all of our original heroes are gone, we have Ant-Man and Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Guardians of the Galaxy will keep going.
I really hope they do.
I hope
I
so.
want this movie to do well.
If it does keep going, though, they're probably not going to have anything to do. That's going to be the one series that has nothing to do with Avengers.
Of course.
And there's that secret movie in Phase 3 that we don't know about. Could be a new character.
Right.
We don't know yet.
Actually, kind of hope it's a new character. But
that or Hulk.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Either Hulk or a new character, and yeah. But anyways, continue.
And so hopefully going into Phase 4, you've already got at least 2 new heroes.
Right.
And then throw in new movies, new heroes in Phase 4. Avengers 4 is going to be called New Avengers. There you go.
The New Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we've done a lot.
Every time we get on a Marvel subject, I just never stop talking.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, with this next topic, I could never stop talking.
All right, then you have a turn. Because they've recently announced...
Well, they've already announced it. But it is The Last of Us.
It's news to me.
Yeah. It's The Last of Us film. I'm excited for it. I love The Last of Us. I love that video game. And it was already announced... Naughty Dog was shopping out scripts, or not shopping out scripts, but shopping out the movie to different places, different distributors, and they finally found a distributor, and that's the big news, and it's Screen Gems. Screen Gems,
who made, never mind, go ahead.
It's okay. Well, actually, you'll see Screen Gems a lot, because one of the things that they do distribute is Resident Evil movies.
Ah.
Yep. But it's not saying that,
Not made by
it's not made by them. Yeah, no. But that's the distribution company. If I'm not mistaken, because I'm not going to look at it right here and just say it correctly. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Either way, and also a weird name has been thrown around with that.
Is it that weird?
Well, weird enough for this series. This sort of serious series with Sam Raimi.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I had heard about. I heard that Sam Raimi was being considered, or possibly the dude behind the wheel.
And that's not for directing, though, thankfully.
No, but it's
for
his
producing.
distribution, or the same people that did the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. And it honestly means that they will set it up. It will be marketed correctly. That's what I'm happy for. Because, I mean, honestly, Resident Evil movies are always marketed correctly. They always hit their mark. Of course, the Evil Dead movie, that was marketed perfectly for that whole movie. Like, it was everything that they needed to
I'm still on the fence I'm still to this day on the fence of whether or not I like the Evil Dead remake or not.
Right.
But I will say that no matter how many times I see the trailer, I still get creeped out when I see the girl looking under the cellar door. Like,
yeah, I just love it when she said.
Wait, what was the best line of that movie? It was something like,
"Why don't you come down to the cellar so I can suck your dick, pretty boy?"
Yes. Why don't you come down to the cellar so I can suck your dick, pretty boy?
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Oh
my gosh.
I really do enjoy it, and I really hope that they continue on with all the things that they were planning on doing with the movie. But when it comes to The Last of Us as a film, my take, I don't want it to be Joel and Ellie. I know it has to be, so that way, people will be understanding to the universe and everything.
How about you take a second to explain what the core plot and concept is?
All right.
I think I have a general idea, but maybe not everybody knows what The Last of Us is.
Of course, The Last of Us, recent title by Naughty Dog, the same company who have brought you the Uncharted series and Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter. When you actually say it like that, you're like, wow, they have a pretty interesting
Jesus, guys.
franchise.
They stopped making Crash Bandicoot games so they can make horrifying adult games.
And you know what? I love them for it. Actually, funny enough, a lot of old Naughty Dog devs are actually working on the Sonic Boom stuff now. But yeah, anyways, that's sidetrack. Basically, Last of Us, post-apocalyptic world, in a sense. I like to call them plant monsters, sort of taking over.
Yeah,
because
everybody's that a spoiler, or do they explain that very soon?
Oh, about
the fact that they're not zombies; it's like plant parasites that are mind controlling people or something.
That's explained.
Okay, so and it's not like a plot twist or anything.
Oh no! I'm not going to mention any plot twists, and really, the plot twists actually do not pertain to the monsters themselves.
Yeah,
it's just the characters and everything that happens. It's amazing.
I've heard that a lot of people love it.
Yeah.
I heard that it's actually an underwhelming game that is still good enough story-wise that people will like it.
And it is true.
So
you do have a lot of...
When it comes to games like that, when it comes to the single-player games, I think story is more important for me than the actual gameplay, so...
You do... I think the thing that made the story more hefty, content-wise, is that you go through seasons. And not seasons as in, TV show seasons.
No,
but I mean,
you mean the weather.
Right, weather, of course. Of course, if I remember correctly, in the first part, you're playing through sort of summer, like the tail end of summer. You go into the fall, and then you get into winter, and then, of course, you end in spring, if I'm remembering this correctly. But either way, you're basically following Joel. He is supposed to get Ellie to basically the Fireflies, which is an organization that's inside the game. I don't really want to say why she has to go there or anything else like that, because it kind of just it would ruin it in a way. Yeah, it's story stuff. But overall, if you have a PlayStation 3, you should play this game along with the DLC.
You don't have that game anymore.
I don't.
Oh.
I know. Actually, a friend of mine has it.
Quick thing that has almost nothing to do with movies.
Yeah.
Is the PS4 backwards compatible?
No, it's not. But they are in the trials, and they are going to be releasing towards the early summer, PlayStation Now, which is basically a streaming service in the sense of. Did you ever hear about OnLive?
No.
Basically, it was like a thing, an application that you can download on your computer, on your cell phone, on your tablet, or whatever, and you could play any game. Not really any game of sense, but any game that they had on their market, let's say Batman Arkham City.
Sure.
You could play that game. It's streamed straight to your computer or your tablet, and you can play it like it's like you actually have it on your system, but no. You don't have the file stored in your system. It's already the highest quality settings. Now,
is the idea behind this you pay a monthly fee to get all the games, or you have to buy the games individually?
That still hasn't fully been announced.
Because that'd be pretty cool if you just paid a monthly fee for the thing, and you got to just play any title that you wanted, like a Netflix.
Exactly.
For games.
And that's one thing that people have been discussing, and that saying that it's. In the beginning, it was leaning towards that, but they're not sure correctly how.
I was just curious because I thought maybe I would bring over Last of Us just so I could play it on your PS4.
Dude, you could. And the coolest thing though, the Last of Us. Actually, that was the demo that they showed for it.
Oh.
It was being played on a smartphone. It was played on a tablet. It was played on a PlayStation Vita, the PSP, the PlayStation 3, and the PlayStation 4. All streaming on the internet. To your console, so you could play it really anywhere. And they also had one where and it was only for Sony TVs, of course, but the Sony Smart TVs, they also had the PlayStation Now thing, and all you have to do is just have a PlayStation 3 controller, and let that Bluetooth link up to your TV, and you can play the games there, but without the need of a system at all. But yeah, that's a cool thing that's going to happen with it. Overall, like, I guess back on track with The Last of Us in general, I'm excited for this film. I want it to be good.
I have one last question.
Go ahead.
About it.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to try and get Ellen Page to play the part as that girl?
I don't want them to because, and this is going to sound strange, but she's too old for that part.
That doesn't sound strange at all. I was going to say, that was my reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Was that the girl in the game's like 16, right?
She's young.
Not even that old?
I would say like she's 15, 16. She's a young age.
And so I think Ellen Page is too old now to play that part.
She is. I mean...
But everybody... There was a whole fiasco about it when that game came out, right?
Yes. Because it was that game and Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls is the video game that she actually did the voicing for her character.
Yes.
And the character in that game looks just like Ellen Page.
Exactly.
The character in this game, which is completely unrelated, also looks just like her.
Yes.
And there was a little... like some issues where people were like it was her. Yeah. She said like,
it was her. Yeah.
You're copying me.
Yeah.
Like, why did you make the character look just like me? That's not cool or something.
Exactly. And it was because like the artists in the game.
I think it'd be actually
used her
funny if they went and asked her, "Hey, do you want to play the part?" Like, no, like, guys.
No.
Fuck off.
I hate you all. Remember?
All right. But I wanted to know if you thought that was going to happen or not.
I don't think it will, but I'm actually kind of curious.
All right. You know what?
How much
I'm making a prediction.
Predict.
I am making a prediction.
Predict it.
When casting Last of Us, they're going to get Chloe. What's her last name?
Chloe Menz, or Chloe Menz, something like that.
The girl who plays Hit Girl.
And Carrie.
Yeah, they'll get her. I'm betting that right now. They're going to
You know what? I'm pretty sure that they would, and I'm okay with that casting choice. I'm okay with it.
I mean, I don't care either way, but...
I know, but, I mean, well, actually,
I'm not a big fan. What?
How tall is she? Is she tall?
She's not that tall.
She's not that tall?
She's average, she's average for a girl her age.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't even remember how old she is, actually.
She's like 16 now, or 17?
Is she 16? 17?
Oh, I am deviant.
Yeah, but either way, I'd love, actually, to have her as Ellie.
I mean, I know nerds are crazy about her, so you got a video game movie where she's the main character.
Yeah, and then it's just right there. And I'm really interested in who they would get to play Joel. I can't think of a casting choice for Joel off the top of my head, but honestly, I'm just all around interested in this movie. Naughty Dog has 2 projects now.
Chloe Moretz.
Yeah.
Moretzi. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I can't pronounce her name either. But Naughty Dog already has 2 films down in the pipeline for it to be made into movies. Of course, goodness gracious, my mind just blanked. Of course, Last of Us, and then the other one would be the Uncharted movie.
She is 17 now.
Oh, well, fine. Great. Keep her. She's perfect. I like to try and base casting close to age as possible.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it would only just make sense.
I mean, I'm not too big of a fan of her.
Right.
She's not terrible.
Yeah, no, she's not terrible.
By any means. She's all right. But I know, as for like a marketing standpoint, she's super popular when it comes to like nerds.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right, but it's true.
And you got a movie based on a video game, so
and they know that she can at
least money.
Exactly, and they knows that she can at least carry herself as a lead.
Yeah, sure.
So
honestly, I can't think of any other girls her age, any other actresses her age that could like pull off that kind of role.
And I'm, at this point, I'm glad that this didn't come out early enough for like Dakota Fanning to be put in that part, because for a fact that they would have put her in there.
I don't know.
At all possible. She was in everything.
They can still try to get what's her face from the Twilight movies. I don't know her name. The main character.
Yeah.
The main actress.
Oh, why did I don't
know her name.
I just blanked on her name. I usually would know her name.
They could just say, no, screw Chloe, we'll get her.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't even... Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
There we are. There we are.
Get her.
Yeah. No, please don't.
All right, let's move on.
Moving on. Overall, I want the Last of Us movie to happen. I'm really glad they have a distributor. That means this movie is a shoe-in to come out, I would say, within the next couple of years. I'd say 2013, 2015 launch. Actually, no, 2016 launch.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, 16 launch. Early 2016, January.
Alright, well, we'll bring you more news as that develops.
Yeah!
And I am going to do my I fucking told you dance and song when Chloe gets the part.
Hey, I didn't say it wouldn't happen, but do the dance.
We will edit a little thing in the video with confetti and fireworks.
All day, pouring all over the screen. Anyways.
Alright, so, they've been talking about doing a new Zorro reboot.
Yep.
That is supposed to be dark as shit.
Yep. You can't see when you go in the theater. You're not only looking for your seat, but you're trying to find the screen. That's how dark this is going to be.
Okay.
Dead air. I like making dead air.
Yeah. They want to, like, get rid of all the swashbuckling. And they want to get rid of all the fun, jumping around, Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow kind of shit that the recent Zorro movies had. And they just want it to be like a guy in a black mask running around slicing people's throats and stuff.
Yep.
They want it to be a hardcore murder spalooza.
Spalooza?
Spalooza.
Spalooza. Is that the sound that... Never mind, just continue.
What do you think about a Zorro remake reboot that is supposed to be darker than The Dark Knight?
Bring it on.
All right.
I don't know exactly how to feel about it. Certainly be very different, of course. But you know what? If it's done well, has a pretty decent trailer going along with it.
You know what? I think it's going to end up being one of those pseudo-cool movies.
Go on.
I don't know if I mentioned this in, like, episode 1 of this show or not.
Who knows?
But my definition for, like, these stupid-ass fucking movies... I refer to them as pseudo-cool.
Pseudo-cool.
They're these movies, like, think of, a recent one would be I, Frankenstein. Like, these over-stylized, over-actioned, weirdly, like, pretty, quote-unquote, shot movies that are dumb.
Yeah.
There was that Three Musketeers reboot that
Dylan
came
Dog,
out.
Dead of Night.
Like, all these movies have one thing in common. They're really shitty, and they're just, like, over-actioned, over-stylized, because they think, like, oh, man, how are we going to sell tickets?
Yep.
How about we take this movie that could be fine on its own, but let's add a bunch of unnecessary stylized camera stuff?
Yeah.
Stylized, things happening. I don't know. It's in action. Just add unnecessary action with weird things, and I feel like that's what this movie's going to turn into. They're talking about wanting it to be a dark, gritty movie. It's going to end up being like I, Frankenstein or some shit.
Probably.
Or Legion, you know.
Those guilty pleasure type movies.
I know, for you.
Yeah, only for me.
I predict that that's what will happen with this Zorro movie. It's just going to be a pseudo-cool...
It could still have potential. It could still have potential
No, it
for
doesn't.
it. I mean, I know. But... yeah, there's that.
I don't have anything else to add.
Let's see. Well, another, I think it's kind of cool. They're restoring the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies and re-releasing them in the theaters. Using the 16mm print. Like, really, really old print. I think that's cool. I don't know. It's not news. But I think that's cool. I'm really excited for it.
This is the part where you take over the show and you start talking about this, like, indie stuff that nobody's heard of.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the old Texas Chainsaw, you know? The original. That thing. Anyways, continue. It's not really news, but I just wanted to say that because I'm really excited
I guess. If you like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, look for that in theaters nowhere near you.
Probably not.
You know, it's going to be super limited.
It's only going to be shown right now at a film festival in Texas right now. I think sometime this week.
Surprise.
Right, and the rest of it will be shown later out this year in the summer, and theatrically. They haven't said if it's going to be full theatrical or not, but more than likely not. Anyways,
what else you got?
Absolutely nothing.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm not going to mention
Alright, so
Centipede.
that wraps up, that wraps up our story pool. Out recently...
We're swimming, getting out of the water now.
Yeah, come up for some air. So, out recently we had 302.
Yep.
300...
300...
Rise of an Empire? Is that what it was called?
300 not Zack Snyder, I think that's what it's called.
300 not Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You didn't see it.
I did not.
I didn't see it.
Nope.
So, we don't really have a whole lot to say about it yet.
Other than it's making money.
It's a thing.
Yep. Also out recently, Mr. Peabody.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Mr. Peabody, which I gave shit on the last episode, because it was a cartoon.
Yeah, yeah.
Is making not more. It's not making more money.
No, it's not making more
300, but it is getting better reviews.
It is. It is.
That's not a surprise to me.
I've also heard mixed reviews saying that it's like it tried too hard with pop culture references that it became too. It just didn't lost it, but whatever.
I've heard the 300 movie is mediocre.
Yeah.
From an objective film point, just judging it on just being a movie, and if it is good, it is not.
Yeah, no.
But if you were a hardcore fan of the first 300 movie, that it's everything you could want.
Yeah.
I was not a hardcore fan of
Neither
the first
was
one. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
If it was in the $5 movie bin, I might pick it up.
Yeah.
But that's the best it's going to get from me.
Yep.
It doesn't have who's in that movie? Gerard Butler?
Yep. Doesn't have him.
Yeah.
Because
he's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought maybe they'd come up with some bullshit to bring him back.
No, I mean you can try, but
Also, surprise, surprise, another movie that takes place in quote unquote ancient Europe, where the sky is piss.
Yeah, the sky is piss. The ground is water. What do we do?
All right, coming soon.
Coming soon.
Need for Speed.
Yup.
Starring that guy.
That guy
from the Meth Show.
Yep. That Aaron Poole.
What's his name? Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's
what do you
getting
have to say
old?
About that?
I'm actually. It's gotten some decent outlooks about the whole movie. Everybody makes a distinction, when you go into this film and you're thinking it's going to be another Fast and Furious, you can think again because it's not. It's actually gotten some of the craziest things about it because you know how in fast car movies they have to get the fastest, fanciest cars or whatever. Well, this has an extremely expensive and fast car as a movie prop that gets completely trashed. And it's kind of unheard of for movies to do that with very expensive cars that they get because they're very expensive cars. They have them out on loan. They don't get to keep them, kind of thing. But in this movie, and what I get the feel of, and it's sort of happened ever since. Of course, Need for Speed is based on the video game franchise Need for Speed. Ever since I want to say Need for Speed Underground and Up. When they started doing different things with story elements where you have this huge fast car or whatever, and then you get betrayed, so you get caught by the law, and now you're working with the law for something else. It's got that going for it. I can already tell that in the movie. And as dumb as that may sound, because it's so cliche, I'm fine with it because it's kind of part of the game. That's been the heart of Need for Speed.
Do you think that is going to be as good, better, or worse than the recent Fast and Furious movies?
I think because this is going to be its first time out the bat, and Fast and Furious has had its time to build its sort of fan base and build its sort of universe and everything. I think it will be as good. I think it will be on par with at least Fast 5 and Fast 6. I think it will be.
I still have not got around to seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe, we're on spring break now.
We are.
For school, so now we've got some time to actually just lay around and watch whatever. What if we had a bonus episode next weekend?
Yeah.
It's just all What'd You Watch?
Yep. You know what? Done.
There's going to be a bonus upload next week.
Yep.
For What'd You Watch?
Yes, there will.
All right, cool.
But I think that I think that this is how you can rank Need for Speed with Fast and Furious. And this is going to be like starting from the bottom and all the way up top. Excuse the reference to that song, but there's that. I think it's going to be like Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, 4. Need for Speed is going to be like right in there, and then 5 and 6. And I feel like this movie will, if it at all possible, I almost did that. I'm so sorry. And I actually kind of did, just by explaining that I did almost did. If at all possible, I actually feel like it's probably going to get a sequel, and it's going to try and keep one-upping itself each year. And now Fast and Furious is going to have its own competition. It's going to have somebody in its league, so that way they're going to have to start getting their shit together.
I do believe that the movie will do good in theaters.
Yeah,
I don't know about the quality of the movie itself,
Me either.
but in terms of tickets, I think it'll do well. Do well enough to warrant a sequel.
The thing that sold me biggest on this whole movie was the use of practical effects over CGI. Fast and Furious 5 and 6, although they have been trying to switch more towards practical effects, have also been relying on CGI for some things. This movie apparently is practically all practical effects, as reported by, of course, the studios and such and people behind it, but also from other people who have seen early viewings of this movie. Is like,
cool.
Not much CGI.
Again, that's probably another movie that I'm not going to see in theaters.
Of course.
But it's one that I would definitely check out, like as soon as it came out on Blu-ray or something like that.
Right. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much
really
it. The week after that there'll be a couple of movies coming out.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that next week.
Yeah, we will.
So, you know what? How about you go right into your soapbox, because it's very related to what we were just talking about.
I don't know if I've ever mentioned this as a soapbox. Have I ever mentioned video games as a soapbox? Really? Video game movies as a soapbox?
I think in our very first episode, we touched on a second about how there aren't very many good video game-based movies.
Yes.
Or, whatever. Because we were talking about Resident Evil in our first episode.
And I actually feel like this is the starting of the year from where we can actually start seeing video game adaptation movies to go on and actually be on par of that of book adaptations of sense. Of course, with this year we'll have, of course we'll have Need for Speed, yeah. But there's another one this year that comes out later on, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. Assassin's Creed, there we are. And Ubisoft doing the Assassin's Creed movie. Yeah. They also have Splinter Cell in the pipeline, but that's all. Guess who's Sam Fisher?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Michael Fassbender.
Tom Hardy.
Better.
Yep. Michael Fassbender is Desmond in Assassin's Creed, though.
Oh, that's where I got that from.
But
that was my subconscious telling me, Michael Fassbender.
Does your sarcophagus
tell you that?
But
yes, it does.
It does, and it will always will. And then next year we of course have Ratchet and Clank, and
Sly
Heavenly
Cooper.
Sword.
Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper's in 2016 though.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm not. I'm just like
but listening up. Yo, well then yes. Sly Cooper's 2016.
Last of Us.
Yes, Last of Us. Hopefully soon, but I can understand completely. And Uncharted. And there are lots of other video game movies that have already been
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Didn't you?
I did. And I've mentioned that before, like to other people, like, "Hey man, did you know World of Warcraft?" Yeah,
you know what? I'm totes excited for a World of Warcraft movie.
I am too, actually.
I don't play the video game. In fact, I don't even really like the video game.
Yeah,
but I do like the story.
And
I like the story and the setting.
Yeah,
the setting is awesome. That rich history that they built. I like a lot of the characters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm down with seeing a live action version. It's exactly what I want.
Exactly.
Give me the story.
Yes.
Of World of Warcraft without me having to fucking sit there and play that awful game. Exactly.
And of course, I mean, we've already had a sort of touch of video game adaptations in the sense of Halo. Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, they had that mini-series. Mm-hmm. That was not too bad.
It wasn't too bad. And they actually have a TV show coming out this year in the fall done by Steven Spielberg.
No way. For Halo?
Mm-hmm. done in the Halo universe.
You know what? I don't know a whole lot about Halo. I've only played the first game. And outside the first game, the only knowledge of Halo I have is that Forward Unto Dawn thing.
Yeah.
But I'd be down with watching that. What network is picking that up?
They haven't fully announced it yet. There's talks of it just being only on the
Netflix thing or something.
Only on Xbox One
they
viewing.
would do that.
They would. I'm sure they would. But I don't feel like they're going to be stuck with that. I can't remember. I felt like at E3
HBO
last year.
That shit.
Honestly, that is what we need. We need more shows to go to HBO and Showtime, and less on these FX and things.
HBO's got some quality stuff.
Yes,
so I would trust them completely if they pick something up like Halo.
And the thing is, though, is there's video game movies out now that are good to introduce people to the series. And then people know me infamous for how much I say my disdain for this movie, but I can also understand why people would also like it. Max Payne.
Oh yeah.
They got the story not well at all. It was bad. It was bad. But I will say that the casting for that movie was great. Mark Wahlberg as Max Payne is a perfect fit. Mila Kunis as Mona Sachs is a perfect fit. Now, Ludacris as the senior police officer is absolutely wrong on so many different levels. And I could say by level 1, his race. Level 2, his age. He's a senior police officer who's supposed to be played by an older white gentleman with wrinkles for days. You don't cast Ludacris, a rapper. Almost said a black raptor. Oh my god.
This movie took a turn for the worst.
But you don't cast Ludacris for that role. And I feel like that's always a problem when it comes to certain things. It's like, not just casting, but just directors and studios not understanding the material enough, and they always blame it on we have to make it more thematic to bring it to theaters. You don't actually. I mean, you have the story itself right there. It goes through all the trials of everything like a regular movie and a regular book, albeit longer, but you still have it. And basically my soapbox is shortbox. Wow. My soapbox is saying
now is the time.
Now is the time to get behind video game movie adaptions, especially when the video game developers are getting behind movie movie directors and telling them and directing them on how this character is, what this character means, what's the setting, and all this. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Watch Dogs being turned into a movie.
Oh yeah.
There's so many things, so many great universes. But anyways, yes.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So not counting all the ones that have already been announced and are in development.
Right.
What video game or video game series would you like to see the most made into a big budget blockbuster film? More than any other. What's your number one pick?
That is a tough question, man. But
you got about 10 seconds.
I do. And I don't want to retread, so I'm trying to think of a different one. Because in my heart...
Is it Donkey Kong? Is it Donkey Kong?
It's Sonic. No, it's not Sonic. Although it'd be cool, but I don't want it as big budget. That wouldn't work. It just had to be animated, whatever. But if you were to give me the money, if you were to give me the money to make whatever movie I wanted out of a video game movie, it would be the Max Payne series, because I love the Max Payne series.
Cool.
But I don't want to retread it, so can you come back to me?
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I've like a true professional, I've got a 2-liter Mountain Dew in my hand. Give me a break.
Like a true professional.
Right.
But yeah, your soapbox.
Well, not my soapbox. Hold on, my answer for that question.
Yeah.
I would be absolutely crazy if they did a Metal Gear Solid movie.
They've been in talks for it too.
Yeah,
that's another movie that's been in talks.
It's never gonna happen.
It's never.
But it needs to.
Nick, you might enjoy what I'm about to say.
All right.
I thought of a good video game movie here.
All
it's
right.
not one that I'm like, I want this to happen.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind it to happen.
Okay.
Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always
okay.
a sucker for sci-fi in space.
Yeah, I love sci-fi stories. I like Metroid.
Yes.
I'm a fan of the Metroid series. I would go as far as to say probably Samus is my favorite Nintendo character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Metroid would work for a movie
true.
because
it wouldn't translate correctly.
Part of the awesomeness of Metroid is that you are the only person on the planet.
Right.
She is the only character, really, give or take, in her series, and I don't think a movie would work with her being the only character and no dialogue.
That's true.
And so you would have to shower her with other supporting characters and stuff that might take away from what Metroid really is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that would work. It's been thought of.
Yeah.
It's a nice idea. I would prefer a Metroid, like, comic book series, or...
just more Metroid Prime.
Maybe even...
not Metroid Prime, but just more Metroid.
Maybe even, like, an animated series or something.
That'd be cool. I have my answer, though.
Alright. What?
But continue with Metroid.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think it would work.
Got it.
So...
my full-on answer, if they could do anything, and I know this would be extremely hard considering the material and the main character of the game itself, Half-Life.
Half-Life... I don't know much about Half-Life.
It would be so hard for them to do it because the main character, Gordon Freeman, doesn't talk.
I'm okay with adding some dialogue to people who don't talk in the games.
Right.
The only reason it doesn't work for Metroid is Samus doesn't talk. Not because she's a silent hero, but because there's nobody to fucking talk to. She's the only character in the game.
Yeah. Dead Space would be a cool video game adaptation, but there's that. That's just feeling my horror side.
Dead Space is already in a thing happening, isn't it?
It already has two sort of anime movies.
No, I'm talking about like full on live action. It's in the works,
yet,
right?
Not yet.
Meh.
I think they've thought about it, but
Dead Space is, I don't know. Kind of the idea has been done.
It has
a half a dozen times already. Anyway, if they did make a Dead Space movie, it's not going to do anything that we haven't seen before.
Yeah. And I feel like really they would have to do a Dead Space movie, they would have to really go into, gosh, I just forgot the main structure of the game. Oh, God. But the big thing that actually...
That's also actually a lot like Metroid. You're kind of in space fighting through your freighter ship where you're the only dude. There are like two other characters, but... in the ship that will, like, communicate to you through your helmet or something, but they're nowhere near you, and they almost never pop up.
That's true.
That's another game of him being a silent protagonist, just walking around shooting things.
Yeah. Well, that's really the first game. Second game, they do some weird things and add more people. And the third game, it's like a whole...
I don't know if they might pick that up.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. But I would love if there was anything that could happen. I would want and I'm not talking about like redo Max Payne or any other thing. I want Half-Life to happen. I want Half-Life to have its own movie. You know what? It would just be great.
Didn't we make a joke earlier about Half-Life that the joke is that Half-Life 3 is going to get announced, but it's not going to be a video game. It's going to be a movie.
It was a direct-to-DVD release.
Yeah, direct-to-DVD movie.
Yeah. Silent and all that
like
such.
A B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to go on the record right here and say it. This is the year.
For what?
Half-Life 3. This is the year. At least some sort of Half-Life.
Has nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying.
It has nothing to do with these movies.
It doesn't. But this is the year for it.
But yeah, I would be my pants would explode.
Yeah.
The fabric itself would explode.
Oh man.
If I were to find out about a live action Metal Gear Solid movie.
Yeah.
Now what if they did it? What if they did the series kind of like Marvel does their movies?
Ooh. With
different characters, different stories and stuff that take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
And they did like Metal Gear Solid with Snake, and they did they had at the same time, the same year that, or whatever, they got another movie with like Raiden.
That'd be
and all these characters that are interlocking, interchanging, and stuff, meeting together for the big ones and stuff.
Yep.
Like, and then the big daddy of them all, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
I heard. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
It's like my favorite story
Snake
ever.
Snake Eater.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
And then just get the same guy that plays Snake in the Metal Gear Solid to play him in Snake Eater.
That'd be perfect.
Jeez. I want it.
I think the strangest thing, though, is like this. You know who's voicing Snake now?
I heard, but I forgot.
Kiefer Sutherland.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of people are desperately clinging to the fact, to the hope, the idea that, what's his name? Oh, jeez, I'm ashamed of myself for not remembering the director for Metal Gear Solid. Kojima?
Yeah, Kojima. Well, not Kojima. Yeah.
Is that it? Kojima?
Wow, I can't even remember. Today is not a good day for our memories.
Let's pretend it is Kojima.
Yeah.
That he is just trolling everybody, and it really is still going to be David Hayter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But,
Hideo Kojima sounds right.
Yeah, it does sound right.
Anyway, so my soapbox is going... I'm going to try to get this out in like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I went on
it's okay. It was an interesting topic. Mine is reasons why Prometheus doesn't work.
Go on.
So, Prometheus was a movie that came out just a couple years ago that, directed by Ridley Scott, is a pseudo-prequel to the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott's baby.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a toss-up between what franchise or what movie is better, Alien or Blade Runner. Both movies done by him.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, Alien, by far. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Alien.
Yeah. Anyway, so Prometheus was supposed to be a prequel to that. And, it's weird.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to feel when it comes to Prometheus.
I really don't. Like,
the two of us went and saw it in theaters when it came out.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And I remember because we got stuck in the theater where the screen is not wide enough. So the opening title, Prometheus, we were missing the first and last letters of the word.
Yeah.
Omethea.
I remember that now. God.
Promethea. Yeah.
Jeez, Quinn Theaters. Jeez.
Yeah, and then after the title disappeared and it was showing the location and stuff, the time and location, couldn't read it. Had no idea where it was. No. Are we on Earth? I think we are.
And that was the worst part too, because that was a hint at like other things too, apparently. But anyways, whatever.
That movie, I'll open up nicely.
Go ahead.
A very pretty movie.
Yes.
Visually, it's very pleasing.
Yes.
The music was outstanding.
I agree.
Best part of the movie.
It really is.
The music is so good. In the end, that's about all I can say.
Other than it had potential.
The potential. The potential. Oh my gosh. Look, when he was putting this together before filming, he could have he had two options. Either make it 100% Alien prequel.
Yep.
Just don't cut any corners, make it completely blatant, have the alien eggs in there, have the little facehugger thing jumping around, and have an alien born at the end. Or make it completely unrelated to Alien in the sense that they're not in the same universe.
Yeah.
As different as Jurassic Park and Star Wars have nothing to do with each other.
Yep.
Other than a John Williams score, I will add that.
Yes, you will.
Have absolutely nothing to do with Alien. But instead, he did this wishy-washy, like, I don't know if I want it to be a prequel or not.
Yep.
And so some things were kind of alien-esque. Some things were absolutely not. Most things did not actually make sense when you watched it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people get really defensive when you talk bad, when you talk trash about Prometheus. I don't think you can defend it well.
No.
Like, the idea of these people coming to the planet, what were they doing? I don't even remember.
Sort of dropping in DNA, basically, into the river.
Oh, I was referring to the main crew going to that planet.
Oh, oh gosh, I don't even remember.
What was the reason? Sciencey stuff, I guess.
Oh, gosh, what is Guy Pearce's character's name? Well, the old man.
Yeah.
They had they were going there on a mission to sort of find.
Oh yes, because they found the map.
Yeah, they found the map,
and it was pointing to that planet where they thought their ancestors were, or the people who made them, or something like that.
Yes, there we are. That's it.
Okay,
gosh,
there's so many plot holes and just bad decisions all around in this movie. First of all, the crew is fucking stupid.
Yep.
Now, obviously, with this type of movie, you gotta have some people that just accidentally do dumb things to get the movie going. Mm-hmm. When you ever have a horror movie, you gotta have the person that splits up from the group, or the person that says, what could go wrong if we did this? But this is just on such a crazy level of
stupidity.
These aren't teenagers in a haunted cabin or some shit. These are supposed to be professional scientists
that represent our race,
the pinnacle of human intelligence.
Yep.
Who walk into this cavern, see a snake monster, and this dude's a biological expert.
Yep.
And he's like, I wonder what'll happen if I touch its face.
And let's not forget, before that, he didn't want to touch anything. He didn't want to go near anything.
Dude was scared of everything in that room.
Yep.
And then he sees a cobra monster.
Yep.
And he's like, oh shit.
He sees this
I'm gonna bop it on the nose.
Bop.
And, it kills him. Surprise, surprise. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They're professional scientists, professional astronaut, space guys, walk into this spaceship they've never seen, don't know anything about, and they start taking their helmets off.
Yep. Just because, this reading says that there's oxygen.
Says there's oxygen. And they take their helmets off. Okay, what about the airborne bacteria that could be floating around? You know, you're passing all these dead bodies. Maybe something's wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe something killed them.
Maybe it was in the air.
Yeah. Oh my god. So
even,
the builders, is that what they were called?
Yes. I would say not the creators, but
were they called the builders?
Engineers.
Engineers.
There we are.
The engineers. Again, there was some potential for some cool stuff there, because in the original Alien, the crew found the engineer sitting in the chair, with his chest broken open.
Yep.
And it was implied that an alien burst from his chest many, many years ago.
Yep.
And you see some. They see
so many
footage.
Obvious hints.
Yeah, they see footage security film or something of the
sort of a hologram recreation of
those guys running through the hall. They're running away from something.
Yeah,
everything's good so far, until you realize that they're running from something dangerous. They run into the room with the biological weapons that they're making.
Yep.
You find out in the end that, the engineers were making black goo to kill humans, or to kill anything.
Yep.
It is specifically designed to kill people. And while they're running away from something that we cannot see, they run into the room filled with the snakes and the black goo that turns people into zombies. Mm-hmm. They thought that was the best place to run. So not only are elite scientists stupid as fuck, but so are the aliens that made us.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's just...
let me also ask, though, this is a question on this. Did you ever see, the original script for this movie and everything?
Maybe?
Because I got to read half of it, and at first, here's the obvious thing about it. It was going to be an Aliens prequel. You know what it was going to be called? Aliens Engineers.
Okay.
So, they were going to have a part in this and everything. Other cool thing about this original script, the planet that they land on in the movie was actually going to be the same fucking planet.
Thank you. That ship. Oh my god. This is the biggest one of all.
Yeah.
The biggest plot hole of all. They do wake up an engineer.
Yep.
First of all, already kind of a small plot hole. The engineers that they found in the original movie were huge.
Yes.
The dude in the chair was like 4 or 5 times the size of a human. Mm-hmm. These ones are only like 2 or 3 feet taller than us.
Yep.
And so this engineer, who is not even half the size of the one they found, is the one who gets in that chair, flies the ship up, crashes it, and dies.
Yeah.
So not only is he A, way too small, B, he crashes on the wrong fucking planet.
Yep. Because
in Alien, they found it on, like, LZ something another.
And that was the thing about this one. Yeah.
And that is not the planet that they're on.
Not.
They established in the movie, in Prometheus, that is, the planet they're on is different.
Yeah.
So he crashes the spaceship in the same position.
Yep.
And stuff, but he's on the wrong planet.
Yep.
And he doesn't die in the chair. He leaves, and he runs out of the ship onto the shuttle, onto the humans' shuttle.
Yep.
And he dies in there.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is happening?
And you know what the funniest thing about that was?
What?
When they explained it, they were like, well, yeah, guys, it wasn't the same planet. We were actually going to have her fly to that planet. Well, I mean, there it is, spoiler, but I mean, honestly, we're going to talk about it, so whatever.
Yeah.
She leaves, and she's flying, and apparently at the end-all, be-all is at the planet. The actual planet. And it's honestly...
Still wouldn't explain why the engineer dude is in the chair.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much wrong.
There's
so much wrong.
It wouldn't explain a lot, and that's the bad part. That is the absolute... and honestly, he had it right when he was going to originally do this with Alien. But the thing that really just set everything wrong, you brought in that writer from Lost, who goes in, and whatever film that he fucking touches recently has just been shit afterwards. It just goes to shit. Any rewrites that he does just goes to shit. When he went in to rewrite fucking Mission Impossible 3, the rest of that fucking movie didn't make sense. And that's his problem. I think he likes to try and play he likes to play J.J. Abrams with his writing. J.J. Abrams already has his own mind about how to make mystery or whatever. This guy is like, I'm just gonna make plot holes for plot holes for days. And you know what the worst part about it is? They wanted to do Prometheus 2 to make up for all of this.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to. The guy who came in to rewrite this entire
don't
thing.
Get him to write it.
But see, we need him now.
No, we don't.
We do, because he already fucked up everything. We need him to fix it.
We need to make another movie called Prometheus, We're Sorry.
Yeah. Prometheus, We're Sorry 1.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the thing was just
here's how...
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's how the movie should have gone. Real fast.
Go ahead.
Alright?
Alright.
Everything could stay the same all the way up to them getting to the planet. Because the reason they're going is okay. Except, I did think it was a little dumb. Not a plot hole or anything, but still kind of dumb that the crew was in stasis. They were in a cryo sleep all the way through space until they got to the planet. Mm-hmm. And when they woke up, then they were told what the mission was.
Yeah.
That's not how it works, guys.
Yeah.
You don't sign up for what was it, 3 years? 2 years? 3 years?
I feel something like that.
2 or 3 years
Very long
of being in space, flying light years away from Earth.
Just for money.
On a mission that you know nothing about until you wake up. It could have been something, who knows what it could have been.
We could have took you down there for human trafficking in space to another planet.
Yeah, the little hologram wakes you up and says, la 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 la. Just kidding, guys.
Just kidding.
You're doomed.
Yep. I will... go ahead, actually.
So, upon landing and seeing the spaceship and going to investigate, seeing the engineers run away... First of all, make the engineers bigger.
Yep.
They're running away from something. Who knows? Whatever. It's part of the mystery.
Whatever.
They walk into the main room with the Prometheus head, the face, and all the jars. Replace the jars of black goo with eggs.
Yes.
Just straight up. Don't cut your corners. Make them eggs. The point of that, like, the whole thing in the movie was that these engineers, that this was like a base. Mm-hmm. The ship was a scientific base where they were building biological weapons.
Yep.
The reason they're out here in the boonies is so that if this thing breaks out, it doesn't kill their planet.
Yeah.
It's just out here on this barren-ass wasteland.
And they were going to use that to kill other planets.
Yeah, the thing was that, like, they were going to come to Earth and kill us with the black goo.
Because apparently they were unhappy with us.
I don't know.
Something
doesn't
like
matter.
That.
They want to go to planet. They want to make biological weapons. That's all we need to know.
Exactly.
Well, the alien. Just make that your biological weapon. That you bred the perfect predator.
Yep.
Don't do this stupid black goo that some people get it and they turn into zombies, and other people get it
and they melt.
They melt.
And then they somehow like bend their backs in the weird ways and fold up like Slinky toys, getting ready to go in a child's lunchbox.
The Prometheus guy drank it and he disintegrated.
Yeah.
But the human got it. He drank it and he became a zombie man.
Yeah.
With an
overpowered zombie.
He actually gained super strength and stuff while becoming a zombie.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Honestly,
so he goes in, he takes his helmet off, let's have him get cut off from the rest of the group. One of the eggs opens up, jumps on his face.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so...
Facehuggers!
So the same guy who turned into a zombie and died in the movie,
mm-hmm.
he's got the chest burster.
Yep.
Now, when he's coming back to the ship, they have to read that something's wrong with him.
Yep.
They don't have to know specific. Now look, they don't know because aliens are new to them. They've never seen them before.
Yeah.
They have no idea what's wrong with him. But as the audience, you know he's got the alien in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
The ship captain, or the woman in charge, will not let him on board because of, like, the contaminant.
Yeah.
So she kills him. She burns him alive. Same outcome. And so, as the audience member, you're kind of like, shit. We were hoping to see some alien bursting out of there, but it got denied.
Yeah.
Then have the two guys that got left behind in the ship, the ones that were stupid enough to mess around with it.
Go ahead.
Have both of them get the alien things on their face, and they get the embryo.
Yeah.
And have them die before the alien bursts through. So it's like 2 times in a row that you were so close to seeing the alien, but you don't. Have that keep happening, where people keep on getting the alien facehugger thing, but they die through various means before the alien can be born. The main actress, she gets it. She cuts it out with that. That's the only part of the movie I liked.
Yeah, that was
she ran
really
to that
tense
thing
scene.
And jumped inside the machine and had it surgery. Yeah. Kind of hard to believe that she could run so good afterwards, but whatever. It's a movie.
But I also understand that affected her intelligence because she kept running in a straight line as the ship was falling. Anyways.
And so she cuts it out of her, and you see it for the first time, the little chest burster. But she did not die from it because she took it out early.
Yeah.
Then just have them wake up the engineer, have him get the facehugger, and the movie ends with him getting in the chair, and it bursts from his chest, and he crashes. Make sure you're on the right planet.
Yeah.
The end. That's all you had to do.
All you had to do. No.
And they were doing this weird, like
symbolistic movie when it didn't need to be.
I think you could still keep it a little bit. You can still keep the whole, like, are they gods?
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that made us.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of interesting.
It is. I felt like they overdid it a lot.
It is the parallel of, like, God made us, and then he was very displeased with what was happening, so he made the flood.
Yeah.
And Noah was, that whole thing.
Yeah, that
destroy
whole thing.
everything.
And, Darian Oscoffy was making a movie. Sorry, bad
So,
jokes.
the Prometheus people, the engineers, they made us, but they weren't happy, so they're making biological weapons to reset Earth and try again or something like that. That's an okay idea. I like that.
It is, yeah. And it could be done well.
But there was no need for the Black Goose stuff. There was no need for the stupid plot holes.
Like, and you can kind of see where they were going with it in a sense.
And you know
at times, like with the black goo, like it wasn't supposed to create that alien, but it did in a weird way. And I mean, like you could kind of see that, and it could be okay. But
there's even a carving. There's even a carving of an alien on the wall.
Yeah. And
there's just no aliens to be found.
Yeah.
And just to make it worse, just to like pour salt in the wound.
Ooh, boy.
The alien, quote unquote, that burst from the engineer's chest at the very end of the movie was not even an alien.
Yeah,
no. It was weird.
It was,
which there's the whole theory about like depending on what the alien comes out of, it looks different. But that wasn't even like a face hugger. That was like a kraken from Pirates of the Caribbean that jumped on
somehow for some reason got in this
movie. That thing that was only like 3 inches long when she pulled it out of her chest became a kraken within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't know, guys. Prometheus did not work.
Another thing, how did those two exceptionally well scientists get lost when they have maps for days?
They had a map.
And it's their it was like the guy's map in his things,
and also the little sensors that picked up no life forms, absolutely no life forms. Oh, but there are these snake monsters right in front of us.
Yeah,
some shitty tech you got there.
Yeah.
No, I got flustered.
It's like, and it had such a potential.
Yeah.
And you know what would have been even cooler at the end? What? Just like, credits start to roll, and then after credits scene, you just hear Ripley's voice over her headset.
Nostramos, was that it?
Yeah.
Nostramos? Or
something like that, yeah.
Nostramo?
Yeah. You could just hear it. And, oh my goodness, everyone would erupt. Everyone. People themselves, lava everywhere. Anyways.
All right, let's try to wrap this up. Yeah. So we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. Netflix recommendations.
Yep.
What you got?
Right at Your Door.
Don't know what that is.
It is a thriller on Netflix. Older movie, I think. Not older movie in the sense of like really old, but I think it was like 2004 when it came out, possibly.
Okay.
Basically a bomb. Nuclear bomb, not nuclear bomb, just sort of like a dirty bomb, goes off in Los Angeles. You're looking at when you're watching this movie, you don't actually see the bomb, you don't actually see all this. You're in this one family's perspective, and when I say family, I just mean it's a man, woman. There's no children. Basically, his wife works downtown, and that's where this bomb took place. He hears it over like radio and news and whatever. They're telling like people stay in your homes and all this. Do not try to go out. It was a dirty bomb. You could be infected. All this other stuff. And you see like Los Angeles start getting covered in this ash all over, and it's really interesting. And finally, his wife. Well, I don't believe that. It's just weird things start happening. You see the wife and all this other stuff. And it's sort of like this tense thriller because he doesn't want to let her in, and he's like taping off parts of his house just to give people things or just to do things like to try and keep himself safe from contamination. And it's a really cool sort of like psychological type thriller.
All right, I'm down. Yeah. I actually might watch that tomorrow. Yeah. Sounds like my kind of movie.
It's very interesting. You can tell
I like disaster movies.
I do too.
I have be it weather or man-made disasters or something where people are just trying to survive.
Yeah,
I'm into that.
I watched that so long ago, and it's popped back up on Netflix. And it's
any notable actors in it, or
no,
is it?
It's pretty much all unknown. Right. From what I can remember. I haven't checked that actor list for that movie in a while.
That might actually be the first recommendation that I might watch.
I can understand.
Not to say that your others are not on my list.
Right, but it's just like...
This one might be the first one I watch.
That's understandable. So that's my Netflix recommendation. It's called Right at Your Door.
Right at Your Door. Cool. Mine, some of you guys have probably seen when you were younger. It's Small Soldiers. That's on Netflix. Small Soldiers was that live-action movie with CGI toys.
Yep.
It was like Toy Story.
But, you know,
yeah, I don't know. It was like, how's that marketed? Like Toy Story for the action kids that were just too cool for Toy Story.
Yeah.
And it's about the kid that got these toys. What were they called?
Oh,
they had some weird name. They were these little alien guys.
I haven't
they were
seen
monsters
them in
or
such
something.
a long time. But
He gets a collection of monster toys. Each one being about a foot tall or so.
Yeah.
And they are alive because they have.
Yeah.
Oh, the idea was that these toys were highly advanced, and they were given these microchips in their heads to make them smart enough to talk and do relatively, basic actions and stuff as the next advanced toy. But they were using some prototype military-grade computer chips that actually made them super smart to the point where half of them are like trying to take over the world or some shit.
Yeah,
you had the monsters versus the soldiers.
Yeah,
and both of them they're the same line of toys, but you had basically bad guys versus good guys.
Yeah.
And the kids were supposed to get the soldiers and try to kill the monsters because the monsters are bad. But the monsters are actually the good guys.
Yeah.
They're the ones that they just want to get back to their planet because they think they're real.
Yeah.
They want to get back to their planet. And the soldiers think they're real, and their sole purpose is to kill the monsters. So you got this war between the two toys in a small town in America.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, what the hell is happening?
I remember that.
Kirsten Dunst was in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, very young Kirsten Dunst.
Wow.
It might be her first movie. Don't remember.
Awesome. Excuse me, hiccups. That's awesome.
It's not a great movie by any means, but it's certainly one of those movies that you remember from when you were younger. I actually had one of the action figures when I was a kid.
Oh, that's awesome.
I had the main guy, I can't remember his name. He's just the main guy. He looks like a lion or something.
Yeah. It's just one of those movies that had heart when you.
Yeah, it's a fun movie that you can watch with a smile on your face and be like, man,
that was good. That was fun.
This was a good time.
Yep.
So that's my Netflix recommendation. Go watch Small Soldiers again.
Yep. Gosh, man, yeah. I
really can't remember the name of the main dude, but
I mean, wow. Just thinking about Small Soldiers is when I was younger and I had my G.I. Joe toys, and I would just try to play Small Soldiers at the same time of watching that. Oh goodness.
Small Soldiers. I gotta find the name of that main action figure. When I read it, it's gonna hit me like a brick.
Oh God. I don't know if you want that right now.
Oh, I don't know. Because
when I read it, it's going to hit me like a brick.
All the cast members that listed on IMDb are the actual people.
Yeah.
And none of the voice actors for the
soldiers
or the toys. Wow. None of them are listed. Oh, here we go. What was his name?
And yes, that's
I don't know.
Correct. Or whatever. Something.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Archer?
Archer? Season 4's on Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what? I got on Netflix last night, and I did notice that they changed the cover to the Season 4 cover, but Season 4 itself was not uploaded at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I bet they're in the process right now of putting that on.
Yeah, it was
also
on Amazon Prime first. And then.
Also, a new addition to Netflix, which has me excited. They put the entire Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon series on there.
With the lost episodes.
With the 6th season that never aired on TV. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of that last night.
Not the 6th season, or
of the 6th season.
Yeah.
Because that's a show that I actually liked. Mm-hmm. Started off kind of rocky, but it got really good by season 2.
Awesome.
So that's something I'm super excited about. Check that out, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're into Star Wars.
Check it out.
They also put up the Pokemon.
Yeah,
series,
I think it was like the first 2 seasons.
I think the whole thing's on now.
Oh,
I think
the whole thing now?
Yeah, as far as I know, I think the whole every iteration of Pokemon. I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But I know some people on Facebook were getting pretty crazy about it.
Pretty Jimmy Rustled all about it in a good way this time.
So the Jimmies weren't rustled.
Well, they could have been. Just like rustling around and see it. But yeah, whatever. Yeah,
you know what? I think now's the time to
we're now
get the hell out of our house. And
yeah, we didn't even allow you to come in. We didn't even offer you a beer this time.
Oh shit! Are they still outside?
Oh my god,
Jeffrey, your door's locked.
Jesus,
this whole time it's cold, Jeffrey.
It's so cold,
so insensitive.
I have been the worst.
This whole entire time, no one has heard a word we've said.
Jeez, oh my goodness, and no, that's why we still have so much beer in this fridge. I have to drink that by myself now. That's awful.
Oh dear.
Oh,
drinking by yourself again.
Damn it.
And with that, I'm Nick.
I'm Jeffrey.
And we're going to see you again next week.
Yes,
with a couple bonuses. Yeah, we're going to do that What'd You Watch episode thing.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We might get lazy.
Yeah, but if we get lazy, you'll still hear us at the same Unwind time and the same Unwind channel.
Shut the fuck up. Peace out.
Hey everyone, it's Nick. The password of the week is Transmofers Args of Ultron. Have a nice day. He beats me, seriously, call the cops.